Good afternoon from Painesville and welcome to Elbc Newsline. Today is Thursday, January 29, 2026, and I'm Grace Tower presenting in the headlines.
It's going to be good. It's going to be very, very practical in terms of the purpose.
President Joseph Walker breaks ground for the construction of Ministry of Justice complex on Capitol Hill. Grand Judah County Referral Hospital to open early February 2026. Liberia calls for immediate and sustained de-escalation of tension in the Middle East. And away from home, local residents report heavy gunfire and loud explosions in Niger's capital, Niamey. These stories plus many other developments, including our regular features here, are upcoming. But first, we take the bulletin of news read for us by Nakita Robert.
President Joseph Boakai has broken grounds for the construction of a Ministry of Justice complex on Capitol Hill, reiterating government's dedication to restoring dignity to the security sector. President Boakai said the security sector remains a cardinal sector of governance, emphasizing the need to protect its dignity. He was speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony of a state-of-the-art justice complex in Monrovia on Thursday.
And we will continue to seek the leadership as a country that is the oldest republic. And these are the things that represent us.
President Boakai said the Justice Complex, upon completion, will serve as a permanent home for several security agencies, including the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, ending years of displacement. The Liberian leader termed the construction as a major boost to the sector, noting that the structure will serve as a coordinator hub for all security-related activities. Meanwhile, Finance Minister Augustine Gafwan has described the groundbreaking ceremony as a demonstration of the president's vision to transform Liberia. Minister Gafwan said the plan to construct the Justice Complex is part of government's broader vision to improve and restore integrity to the security force. The Finance Minister noted that the complex, when completed, will reduce government's wage bill, allowing government to focus on other development priorities. He underscores the ministry's readiness to support the construction of the Justice Complex, a move he termed as essential to national growth. The Finance Minister made the remarks Thursday in Monrovia at the groundbreaking ceremony of a Justice Complex to beef up the strength and capabilities of the security sector. Justice Minister Councillor Oswald Twe has commended government for placing $21 million United States dollars in its arrest agenda for the construction of a modern justice complex. Minister Twe said the government's support signifies its commitment to promoting the rule of law, which is a key pillar of the government development agenda. The Justice Minister spoke on Tuesday during the groundbreaking ceremony of the Justice Complex on Capitol Hill.
Together, all the critical institutions of our security sector, excluding the Liberian National Police, on a one-to-one framework. These agencies are the front lines of protecting our borders, safeguarding lives and property, combating illicit activities that threaten public safety and national stability.
The Attorney General of Liberia said bringing together key security institutions will foster efficiency and professionalism to law enforcement in the country. Councillor Twe used the occasion to call for stronger collaboration and partnership from development partners in making sure the project is successful. The restoration of pipe-borne water in Grand Judah County is said to be progressing. Engineers of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation in the county have begun replacing damaged hand pumps across the county. The water and sewer supervisor told our Grand Judah County correspondent that the rehabilitation of water supply to Grand Judah County is a major concern to the management of the LWSC. Mr. Clement Weir also told our correspondent that the progress will also include the cleaning up of 3 water boreholes and wells in the county. He, however, disclosed that the testing of pumping water into the county will soon be carried out when additional materials are made available. County health authorities in Grand Juda County have outlined challenges affecting the newly constructed referral hospital in the county. The head of the county health team, Dr. Matthew Manan, said electricity, internet, connectivity, and transportation for workers are high priorities. Mr. Manan, however, told our correspondent of plans to transition the country health offices to the new facility next month. Our Grand Juda County correspondent post Dr. Mana as saying moving their offices to the facility will enable them to work effectively. Recently, Vice President Jeremiah Cohn dedicated the Grand Juda County Referral Hospital, which was funded by the German government. Liberia has called for immediate and sustained de-escalation of the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Liberia, a non-permanent member on the United Nations Security Council, also called for expanded humanitarian access to the region. Foreign Minister Sarah Yanti told the World Body that Liberia supports a negotiated two-state solutions consistent with relevant Security Council resolutions.
Elsewhere, worry about exams, football matches, music, friendships, and what they might become in the future. Children in the Middle East learn how to stay safe during explosions and the best route to take to find food. They live in fear, not knowing what it means to be free. This is not only a moral failure, it is a strategic catastrophe that recycles violence, enmity, and
Minister Yanti told an open UN Security Council debate on the Middle East situation that political legitimacy is essential for lasting peace. The Liberian foreign minister emphasized that peace in the Middle East must be defined by dignity, justice, and the freedom for people to build ordinary lives. She said Liberia stands ready to work with all council members for a sustainable peace in the Middle East. Panelists on Thursday's edition of ELBC Super Morning Show have lauded government's foreign relations strategy over the last 2 years. The panelists included Anderson Miamin, Executive Director of Central, Otello Gabla, Managing Editor of the New Dawn newspaper, Emmanuel Barnes, Assistant Labor Minister of Manpower Development, and Al Hassan Fidiga, Public Communication Strategist at the Ministry of Finance. Mr. Miamin of Central particularly hailed President Joseph Boakai and Foreign Minister Sarah Yanti for rebranding the country's image on the international stage.
Relatively well. I think this is one of the areas they have performed very well. Credit to them, the foreign minister and the team, the president, the folks at the legislature, heading the Foreign Affairs Committee, they've done well.
According to him, Liberia's current international standing is far better than it was during the last administration. However, the Central Executive Director criticized the government's handling of governance issues, especially transparency, accountability, and the fight against corruption. But his comments were quickly dismissed by Al Hassan Fadiga, who named increased funding to anti-graft institutions and prosecution of alleged past and current government officials as progress in the government's fight against corruption. Meanwhile, on the issues of road, the economy and job creation, Assistant Labor Minister for Manpower Development, Emmanuel Barnes, commended the government for efforts to address those issues. Minister Barnes re-echoed a drop in inflation by 4% in December 2025, indicating the lowest in over 2 decades. On roads, the Assistant Labor Minister defended government's published road number of 121.87 kilometers of roads across the country in 2 years.
Man, since coming to power, have paid like another year when we review they paid 121.87 kilometers. Nobody can deny that the Ministry of Public Works paved 121.87 kilometers of road.
Emmanuel Barnes stated that while more needs to be done, the overall performance of the government is better than the previous administration. For his part, New Dawn newspaper managing editor Otello Gabla challenged the government to ensure its accomplishments be felt by ordinary Liberians, whom, according to him, bear the high cost of living. The European Union and the government of Liberia are set to host an EU-Liberia Business Forum in Brussels from February 24 to 25. EU Ambassador to Liberia, Nona DePrez, said the forum aims to boost investment, economic growth, and job creation in Liberia. Ambassador DePrez explained that all EU development support in Liberia is focused on improving the business environment and providing employment opportunities. The EU ambassador highlighted EU investment in technical and vocational education and training TVET across Liberia's 15 counties. According to her, the program includes modern equipment and teacher training to build a skilled workforce needed for sustainable development. At the same time, EU Ambassador to Liberia, Nona DePrez, has reaffirmed the EU's commitment to Liberia. Ambassador DePrez described the EU as a predictable and long-standing partner to Liberia. She said the EU is Africa's largest trading partner and investor, while Africa remains the EU's fourth largest trading partner. According to the EU ambassador, the EU's imports from Africa have increased by 37% over the past 10 years, with manufacturing imports rising by 75%. She emphasized that European investment support direct jobs, tax compliance, and sustainable economic development in Liberia. The National Port Authority (NPA) is leading the launch of a fund drive to raise $1 million United States dollars for the purchase of 28,000 chairs and renovate major parts of the University of Liberia. The launch, which would take place on Friday, January 36, to remedy the long-standing capacity issue as well as the deplorable bathrooms condition at the University of Liberia campuses. NPA Deputy spokesperson Jusu Kamara said the collaboration stems from a call by the university student leadership and a survey conducted in 2025.
Decided to make a survey at the university campus. Sometime of last year in October, the managing director had a frequent visit on the university campus, interacted with the administration, interacted with the students, to the leadership of the students. We were able to kind of have an understanding of what the real problems are.
According to Mr. Kamara, every dollar raised will be accounted for. Meanwhile, the interim president of UL Student Association has called on all port users, alumni, business owners, COEs, and stakeholders to participate in the campaign for the betterment of the state-run university. The president of the University of Liberia Association of Students with Disabilities has called on the university administration to be intentional in supporting the Resource Center for Disabilities Support Services and Alternative Learning. Perkins Board said citizens with disabilities are sharpening their minds and ideas to help reshape societal perceptions. Mr. Ball called on the LACC and the GSC to conclude and publish findings into the investigation concerning allegations of misuse of funds intended for vulnerable citizens with disabilities. Addressing a news conference, Perkins outlined persistent physical, academic, and communication barriers across the university campuses. And the National Fisheries and Aquaculture Authority and partners have begun the pre-validation process of the fisheries management plan for the artisanal fisheries sector of Liberia. The plan was developed under the European Union technical assistance food system governance in close consultations with NAFA, government agencies, FAO, the World Bank, and fishery communities across Liberia. Speaking at the program on Thursday on the Bujo Island, NAFA Director General Sarah Simwe called on the participants to ensure that the document is evaluated to fully govern the fishery sector of the country.
Many thanks to Nakita Roberts for the bulletin. She makes the return